Hello guys, what is up? It is me, Prince of Otis, and I'm back here with another video. And today we are doing What If Deku Had Whitebeard's Powers Part 6, new number 1. And first off, I just want to say, I am now officially a high school graduate. I have my diploma, I got everything. I am out of high school. Hell yeah, now I can, focus on posting more. But I also have to get a job and soon go to college, which I really don't want to. So I find a way to get a good enough job. I really don't want to go to college. But it is what it is. I am just happy to be out of high school. I will miss talking to friends like that, but it is what it is. But yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys. I hope you're happy for me. I know I am happy for me. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to stay updated on all my videos. And I will be posting What If Naruto Had Julius's powers soon. I'm already on the 3rd part. That's how fun it is to write. I told y'all, when I get into something that's fun, I really go in. So y'all ain't gotta worry. It's already on the way. And without any further ado, let's begin. After everything that has happened so far, with in the last part with Jiro finally accepting her role as the guitarist and musician for the 1A, like 1A's little thing for the culture festival and all of that, we will flash forward to Deku and Mirio entering Erie's room, like a hospital room, as Mirio be holding a fruit basket. How's it been? They treating you nice? Deku asked. Erie would then nod as Mirio then says that he's glad that she looks okay, and outside the room Aizawa will be talking with the nurse and doctor that are taking care of Erie. Is this really a good idea? The nurse asked, and the doctor would say, why wouldn't it be? They saved her. Besides, aside from the hero or Eraserhead, that boy can also cancel quirks. Nothing will happen. This is the only thing she's requested, as I would say. Let's just let her have it. Let her have her moment. The doctor would then say, right, and personally, do you think it's a good idea to tell her of her grandfather? She'll have to find out eventually, but not right now, Aizawa says. She might feel it's her fault since Chisaki poisoned him to keep the old man out of his business. Back in the room, Mirio then cuts up some apples for Erie, who says that they're her favorite fruit, but she barely even takes a bite from it before then asking, so when you guys found me, you never told me your hero names. This would instantly make the two panic as they then introduce themselves and say their hero names as well. After they do, Erie then asks if anyone got hurt because of her, and Deku would get quiet before then asking, Erie, wanna hear a story? Erie then says sure, and he says, it's a bit about my life. Before I was even able to talk, it was a bit hard for me to control my powers. I ended up hurting someone very special to me. I still feel bad about it to this day. I didn't realize he dealt with something like that, Mirio thought, as he had a sorrowful look, and Erie then asked, how can you be so you? You're always so jumpy and everything. Isn't it scary being worried about hurting people? Of course, but nothing's ever easy, Deku says. Chisaki knows nothing about you. He doesn't know that you even like apples. He probably doesn't even know your birthday, so don't let his words bother you. What really matters are the people who do care about you. We care, Erie. Yeah, and we're not going anywhere, promise, Mirio would say. Hearing this, a faint smile would then show on Erie's face as she would then slightly cry. Okay, I'll try to keep him out. Good, I really worked on that speech really hard, Deku would say. And as he sighs in relief, Erie would then burst into laughter, making Deku smile, and Mirio would say that he would definitely pay to see that. I guess so many ovations, Deku would say. Oh, just got an idea. Running to the door, he would then plant his face right into the window, scaring the doctors who were surprised as he popped up. And Deku would ask, Sensei, is it fine if Erie comes to the culture festival? Culture? Erie asked. Mirio then says, yeah, we were gonna throw a festival at our school. There's games, sometimes even bigger and sweeter apples. Hearing this would make Erie drool at the thought of even sweeter treats, and Aizawa says that he'll talk about it with Nezu, but it should be fine. Hearing this, Deku would then turn asking Erie if she's fine with coming, and she would say, yeah, I want to go out and do something and learn about everyone who helped save me. I want to know more about you guys. Good, because there's going to be a lot of that, Deku would say. We then cut to a few days later when the UA students would be leaving class and they're going to their dorms. On their way to their dorms, one day would be talking about preparations for the concert, and when they walk and talk, they hear murmurs of other students, and they'd be hearing the following. Hey, I heard one day was talking about doing something for our sakes. Yeah, like this isn't their fault to begin with, Agoyama would say. I don't like this guy. He's the guy with the huge chin. You know who I'm talking about, the people who criticize 1A. And as he says, however, he feels Deku stare on him and becomes very tight-lipped, but Deku says nothing more and continue to walk. You heard that, right? He would ask. Bakugou would then say, yep. Little bastard's trying to pin the blame on us. Well, I'm leaving first, so you can take care of it. I suck at dealing with these kind of people, Deku would say. So do I, he would say. But already, Deku is already running off, saying good luck, leaving Bakugou annoyed. As Deku leaves for some supplementary lessons because he's still in his internship, Kirishima, Asui, and Uraraka leave as well, and Todoroki would actually follow Deku, and Bakugou was going to be going a bit later, and that's why Deku asked him to take care of it because he still has time. As the two walked the streets, Deku would then ask who Todoroki was working with, and he would then say Endeavour, much to Deku's shock. you must really want to beat me, huh? I still have a long way to go. I just haven't figured out how to use my flames to their full potential yet, he would say. You should feel comfortable with using more gadgets from time to time. You've seen Endeavor's suit, right? That thing is tricked out with a bunch of stuff. Maybe add on a little bit more. It'd be nice if you could join me, Todoroki would say. And Deku says, I'll probably do that. Wouldn't be bad getting some advice from the new #1 hero. As one day goes back to their dorm, Ida would then start to gather everyone to continue on their ideas. And he would say, alright, the festival is a month away, so I'd like to get our role straight, if possible. Jiro would then say, well, for the song I figured we could do EDM. Would be the best choice, but you guys want to play instruments, right? Does anyone know how to play the bass or drums? To everyone's surprise, Bakugou would then raise his hand, and everyone looks at him with a kind of look that would just prompt him to ask what. Sarah would then say, you gotta show us some proof, man. And he brings over some sticks and, a drum set, but Bakugou would say that he didn't feel like showing off. Or maybe you just suck, Sarah would say. Hearing this, Bakugou would then swipe the sticks from him as he sits down at the drum set, and with quick movements and good rhythm, he would play perfectly, much to their shock, as Jiro would then say that he has to become their drummer, definitely. It's not gonna work. Jiro would then say, but what about, it's not gonna work because you're trying to make these bastards feel better about themselves. That's just self-satisfaction. They don't like us. Stop with that stupid mindset. Hey, that's harsh, Hagakure would say, and Bakugou asks, since when have I ever given a shit about things like that? Fair. Bakugou would then say, I never said to give up or anything, but doesn't it piss you off? Why the hell do we have to care about how they feel, huh? I'm never gonna do something special for people who hate me, so we need to do this right, and kill everyone in UA with our sound. Enamored by these words, they all become surprised Bakugou could even give a speech like that, and they crowd him saying that they never expected him to talk that way, and they're hyped. This is supposed to be serious, damn it, Bakugou would say. Yeah, we know, but you should really do this more often. I was speaking like normal. So the days pass, and when the other students arrive, they are told about the team setup. The following will be Deku and everyone else, and they are asked what they can do, like what their skill set is. And funny enough, Deku and Bakugou took up an instrument class because their mothers hounded them about it. So Deku can play the guitar pretty well as Bakugou can play the drums. So these are the teams. The band consists of Jiro, Kaminari, Momo, Tokoyami, Bakugou, and Deku. The staging team consists of Todoroki, Koda, Sero, Aoyama, Kirishima, and Sato. The dancing team has Mina, Ojiro, Shoji, Deku, Ida, Sato, Uraka, Mineta, Suyu, and Hagakure, aka Invisible Girl. And with this, they go to sleep and start working hard the next day, which is a weekend, so everyone has time. They pick spots to practice at, and everyone splits up, with the dancing team being outside. They're just practicing. The staging team is sitting down by the studying area and just come up with stuff, and the band is in the living room just jamming out. And because Deku is on the band and dancing team, he's dividing up his time, spending 4 hours on dancing, and the same with the band. So as they're outside though, Deku would then say, hey Mina, look. As she turns, Deku would then leap into the air as he spins before then landing on one hand and then going into a breakdancing thing. And Mina would say, nice, how'd you get it so easily? You were struggling so much yesterday. Deku then stops as he stands saying, muscles. Figures, that's just like you. Hearing this familiar voice, everyone would then turn to see Mirio walk over with Aizawa as he would hold Erie's hand, and she would say, hi. The group would then instantly become blinded by her cuteness, but Erie, however, is put off by them and slightly hides behind Mirio just as Deku would then run over. So, Principal Nezu approved? Yes, be careful with her, please. I have to work, so I can't stay. Midoriya, we're working the case on Monday, 5 AM sharp. It's like you're trying to get less sleep, said Deku. Aizawa then walks off saying to be on time, and Deku with a nervous laugh would then say sure. Mirio would then say, alright Erie, let's go around the campus a bit. She would then nod and then come out from behind, Mirio bowing, saying, I'm looking forward to meeting everybody, and Uraka would say, then I guess we should just introduce ourselves. I'm Ochaku Uraka. Asui then introduces herself as do the others, just as Kirishima and some others from the staging team come out and introduce themselves. After that, Deku gets dressed in his school uniform as he, Mirio, and Mirio show Erie around. While a bit overwhelmed at first, Erie starts to like everything, and she likes how everyone's excited and how welcoming they are to her, and the day goes well, and another day then passes. The next day, everyone then actually goes to see that movie that Deku talked about, and they relax, and Deku treats everyone because he felt he has to as the class president, even though Momo offered to pay and she's rich, so he feels a sort of responsibility to do that. So they have some fun, and then on Monday school starts again, and in between they squeeze in some practices, and then after school on a particular day, Deku goes to see Mei, and as he runs into the workshop, he would ask, you finished yet? Power Loader, who was present, would then say, another improvement? Yeah, I said I was fine, but she was really excited about it, Deku would say, and for good reason. Deku then turns and becomes blinded as May would walk over with a new version of the jaws, and as he holds it, it looks more compact, more like a high-tech glove, and it has holes over each knuckle and were perfect size for Deku. This is perfect. I gotta test these out now. I'll come with. I want to see its perfect form, May would say. Moments later, May and Deku stand around the forest area of the campus, and Deku would hold his hands to the side before they burst with armament and become coated with the red-tinted armor, reaching to the gloves. And as Deku clenches his fist, 5 ropes release as he would then cross his arms, allowing him to wrap the rope around some branches before then heaving himself into the sky without even harming one branch. He cushioned the impact and force with Haki. It's hard to believe he thought of something like that, May thought. As he flies into the air, the ropes then retract as Deku then holds his left hand out, clenching it and causing the ropes to once again release as he grabs onto another branch and pulls himself down before then starting to swing about in the area like a maniac, but somehow he was still controlling his movements and everything just perfectly. And then he jumps out of the forest and lands before May, saying, "Yep, I love these. Good, here's the manual." She would then hand him a whole packet before then running off, wishing him good luck, and excited, Deku would begin to train until night falls. The next day, the class practiced one last time, and the festival was officially starting tomorrow. A few days have passed, so I forgot. In case y'all didn't get that, days have passed, a month is almost up, and tomorrow is the day. However, on that day, tomorrow, the next day, Deku had to go on an errand, and 30 minutes before they had to go on, so he had to hurry. As he ran out of the school, he went to many stores before then finding what he needed to bring, and he also brought his gloves along because he wants to get used to having them on, and he was still training with them until they told him to go get the stuff. On the way back, however, he would almost bump into a man but manages to stop himself in time. "Oh, sorry about that," Deku would say. "Man, you gave me quite a fright. I almost lost the aftertaste of the Gold Tips Imperial," the man would say. The man, along with his female partner, then freeze in their tracks after they recognize Deku, who then runs past them, noticing their home, which is like where they came out of, so he's assuming it's their home. "Oh, your house is a coffee shop. Oh, that's where you got the Gold Tips Imperial. That's awesome." The man becomes filled with enthusiasm. Only someone who has tasted the Gold Tips Imperial could deduce such a thing. "Oh, a friend made it for us," Deku would say. And this is something that, like, Momo made this a certain tea type for them, She's a rich girl, so they had a little, she gave it to them. Anyway, the man's partner would then tap him and say that they should go, and the man would apologize to her, saying that they should. "It's definitely him," Gentle would think. "That kid. We need to wait." The voice of Deku then freezes the two in their tracks, and the student would then drop his bags. "I just remembered you. I saw your video. You're pretty charismatic." Gentle would then drop the act as he takes off his cloak, telling Labrava to start rolling, and as she turns on the camera, however, it is then snatched from her by Deku's jaws as he would then reel it over and grab it. Gentle, angered by this, would then say to give the camera back. "This is me making my legacy. Don't interfere." Bouncing off the air behind, he would then rush at Deku, who would simply turn and neck chop him to the ground with such force that he would then cause a huge crack to occur. Not a quake crack, but he literally cracks into the cement. And Labrava would say, "Gentle." Labrava's eyes then go lifeless as she begins to fall, which would be the last thing Gentle Criminal sees as he tries to lift up one arm, but slowly the strength just leaves his body. He can't even move anymore, but then he thought, "No, not here." Dropping his hand, he would then slam it into the ground, causing the ground to shoot Deku up into the sky before he is then bounced back by the air from, above him. I don't know how to describe this. Gentle's powers are very weird. And he is then bounced down towards the ground, and he would then land down aggressively, but land nonetheless as he would slightly buckle. And as he looks forward, Gentle will be running off of Labrava while he bounced off the air while he was kicking. And with every bounce, he was just trying to get away from Deku as fast as possible. Even if it isn't on camera, Gentle would think. You have some nice spirit there. Gentle's hair would then stand all over his body as he gets goosebumps, and as he looks up, he sees Deku about to strike him down. So he quickly elasticizes the air, as when Deku, kicks down, it would just be caught, like the air would catch him and hold him back, but then a crack would be created, and Deku would rip through the space and slam a kick into the face of a man, as he would then crater to the ground, causing a huge dust cloud. "But it takes more than spirit to get past my quakes," Deku would say. As he slowly descends, he still senses Gentle, and then another presence becomes known, and at the speed of sound, Gentle would then fly past him as he would then swipe the camera from him before then returning back at him with a punch after bouncing off the air. Deku would think, "That woman, this must be her quirk." Down below, as she barely regains consciousness, Labrava would then whisper for Gentle to win, just as he would then strike Deku across the face. "Even someone like you, Izuku Midoriya, I will not lose to." Deku, however, would then headbutt him with Haki covering his forehead, making Gentle's nose just burst with blood. "Yeah, like you were ever gonna beat me, you bastard." He would then axe kick him to the ground right in the stomach, causing him to crash once again as Deku would then land, and he sees Gento stumble up. Not yet. What are you trying to do? This entire time my Haki never picked up any bloodlust, so what's your deal? It was quite simple. My plan was to just make it to UA. No kidnapping, attacking or threatening. Just wanted to catch my moment on camera. Oh really? Then you can just come. Gento becomes shocked. You're joking, right? Deku would then walk over and past them, grabbing his bag, saying, like I said, I don't feel any ill intent from you. Being able to sense someone's aura and see it's real convenient, you know? Gento was dumbfounded, but can see Deku is serious, and Deku would say, sorry about your wife. She'll wake up soon. She has a really strong will. Gento at this point would then fall over, saying, we're not a couple, but at this point, I don't think I can even walk anymore. I can help with that. We then cut to UA as when Aizawa was patrolling the area with ectoplasm, he sees Deku running in from the gate, but he will be carrying 2 people. Oh sensei, I need to see Recovery Girl, quick. Who are those individuals? Ectoplasm would ask, and Deku would then run up and stop, saying, some friends. Aizawa would then suspiciously look at them before then looking at Deku, and he sighs. Just bring them in. Are you really allowing that? Ectoplasm would say. He's usually right about these things. Just let him. What things? Ectoplasm would ask, and at this point Deku then runs past them and heads to the nurse's office, as he then realizes Aizawa must have known there were suspicious people, but he allowed him anyway, because he clearly trusts Deku. As expected of Eraserhead, he saw right through me, Deku thought. We then fade to black as students from all different types of classes gather at the concert of Class 1A, and as they gather in the little stadium, like the little place, they begin to cheer while the drapes slowly open up to show the silhouettes of some students. Come on, first years, let's go! They be cheering as the crowd would then slowly just, you know, get hyped up, and Erie's eyes would widen as she is then flashed by a bright light, when the air then explodes with light showing the students, and as Deku stands back to back to Kaminari, Bakugou begins to ready himself and he gets a beat going, and Deku and Bakugou would say, let's fucking go, and the two would yell as the performance would then begin with the dancers starting to move and explode with excitement, and Jiro would say, thank you all so much for coming. The song would then begin, and to say it was amazing was an understatement as Deku even joined the dancers while even playing, just like doing a little bit of everything. Uraraka makes everyone float, Momo creates confetti and spreads it, Aoyama is tossed up by Deku and shoots his lasers like a human disco ball, and Todoroki creates some trails of ice above the crowd, allowing the dancers to go up and do even more stuff and drop even more confetti and just do a lot. It was just insane, causing Erie to show a wide smile so bright that Mirio began to cry. Midoriya, I think this is the widest she smiled, Mirio thought. Up on the stage, as Deku played, he would then turn to Erie and smile, pointing to her as his jaw would then release and some ropes then grab her and reel her over to Deku while Uraraka went over and touched her. Have fun, she would say. Wow, I'm flying, she would say as she's then pulled over to Deku, who would then ask if she's having fun, and Erie would say, yeah. And as she says this, the song would then come to a stop as Deku would then let his guitar hang and he holds Erie up to the sky while she smiles, causing everyone to be blinded by her cuteness. But Erie stays oblivious, only enjoying the moment as she then waved to everyone, and that brings the performance to an end. Did you like that? Jiro would yell, and the crowd would give back a resounding yes, and we then cut to Gentle Criminal and Labrava walking about the festival, seeing the performances while Aizawa accompanies them while they record. I'm sorry for bothering, Gentle would say, and Aizawa would say, well, you'll make it up by spending a few weeks in jail, so it's fine. You should be happy Midoriya vouched for you. But I have to ask, can he really read the hearts of people? Asked Labrava. As a small silence pauses their conversation, Aizawa then says, of course he can, but it's not omnipotent. It's all based on your will. You really thought he brought you over because he was naive? Gentle Labrava would then embarrassedly say, never mind, as they're just happy to be here. Meanwhile, one day we'll be cleaning up, and disposing of everything, such as Todoroki's ice, by bringing it over to Deku, who melts it to nothing using Haki. Alright, another one, Deku would yell. Sato would then throw a piece of ice over, and Deku would strike it as it instantly melts, and he would get splashed with water, causing everyone to laugh. And as they do, the other people who watch the performance will walk by saying, hey, good job, guys. As the students exit the performance area, they congratulate the class, making them very happy, and they would just thank them for the show overall. Among the crowd of students, however, Agoyamoto and his friend Togeki would be screaming, saying that they're sorry. We only came because we wanted to ridicule you guys. But it was actually really fun, Togeki would say. And quickly they then leave in embarrassment, with Bakugou then smirking as he thought, huh, we win. They really didn't have to apologize, but at least they were thoughtful and they were honest, Kaminari would say. Kirishima would then say, but that must be some of the stress people Sensei was talking about. We got through to them. Indeed, but there will always be some bottled up feelings, Ida would say. Some passing students, however, say that they don't care anymore because everyone heard of how much they put into this, and it's pretty obvious they care. Minato, however, interrupts them, saying that they have to hurry and clean up fast. If we don't, we're going to lose all the good seats for the beauty contest. Quickly they then clean up and go watch the girls show off their talents and go crazy, with Nejire then winning this year's contest, and at the end Erie gets a caramel apple before then leaving with Aizawa. Gento and Labrava, mostly Gento, have to go answer for their crimes, but their sentence is more lightened because Deku vouched for them, and considering how, popular Deku is, it helped a lot. Mostly because Gento actually never hurt anyone while performing his crimes, quote unquote. And now we will do a little time skip. November was coming to an end, with the leaves starting to change color and falling as the cold wind would blow over Japan, and as they did, inside their dorm, one day will be told that, along with the big three who were present, that Erie will be living with them at UA now, around the teacher's dorm. And Deku would say, "Awesome, I can't trust some foster home not to harm a little bunny," he would say. Instantly, Uraraka would then imagine Erie with bunny ears, making her heart melt, as Erie would then say that she was looking forward to seeing them all the time. It's like having a little sister, said Kirishima. As everyone starts to know little Erie, the Uraraka, Asui, Deku, and Kirishima were pulled outside along with the big three, and they were told about Erie's situation. That being that her family abandoned her, so she literally has nowhere to go, and the boss of the Saikai, who was her grandfather, is still unconscious from all of Chisaki's poisoning, but he is still alive. And her horn grew as well, as I would say. Uraraka would then say, "So we have to just help keep her under control." Exactly. I'm counting on you, Midoriya, as I would say. Deku then says he can leave it to him, and Aizawa would say that he actually has to leave right now, so Erie has to stay with the 30 years because he has to go do some business. "Oh, and stay inside. You have some visitors coming," Aizawa said. "Oh, is it people we've met before?" Asui thought. Going back inside, Wane would then make some hot cocoa to warm up, and as they just chill around, Tokoyami would then sneeze. "You catch a cold?" Uraraka would ask. "I'm quite healthy. It might just be you mucus acting up or something," Tokoyami said. And Kaminari would then say, "Oh, maybe someone mentioned you in conversation. You're like our big three now." He then points to Bakugou, Deku, and Todoroki, who were sitting at a table, and Tokoyami would then say he's popular, but not as popular as them. "You're more popular than Bakugou. Every interviewer who tries to talk to him is yelled away." "You do that too," Bakugou would say. "That's because they have no respect for privacy. But Tokoyami, trust me, you're going to be recognized very soon." "Thanks," Tokoyami would say, as Deku's eyes then flash red, and instantly everyone realizes that Deku must have sensed their visitors. "Alright guys, let's get ready to receive them," Deku would say. They all then stand and start to hear a chant. Looking on with sparkling eyes, here to lend a helping paw. Coming out of nowhere, stingingly cute and catty, we're the Wild Wild Pussycats, the four heroes would say, as they would enter in their civilian clothing and bear gifts. Yeah, they're bearing gifts, and Mina would say, "It's been so long," and they all run up and say hi, but Deku feels scared to even move as he is now facing someone he has failed to save, that being Ragdoll, who then says, "Ah, Midoriya, how you been?" "Like usual, you know me, just being me." Ragdoll then notices his look of guilt and says, "Take it from me, I'm fine. I'm gonna be helping my friends as an office lady. I'm a lady boss now." This would make Deku then chuckle as he says he's happy to see her smile, and he's happy that her smile hasn't disappeared, and Ragdoll would say the same to him, because when Deku loses his smile, that's a big deal. She then walks past him saying that he shouldn't be so focused on her anyway, as she would then point behind her, and Deku looks forward to see Koda. "How you been, Pipsqueak?" "That's not my name." Deku then walks over saying, "Yeah, I know," as he would then ruffle his hat, leaving him embarrassed. However, he gets more embarrassed when Magne comes over, pointing out that Koda's shoes now match Deku's. "Just because they look alike doesn't mean..." "Hey, looks like we match, huh?" Deku would say. Koda would then just stop talking and leave it as it is, and he would say, "By the way, I heard you busted some robbers yesterday." "Oh yeah, as soon as I showed up, they got scared for some reason." This would make Magne chuckle, thinking he's not even a hero, and yet he's getting a reputation. "Oh, by the way, why are you guys visiting?" "Not that I mind," asked Sato. And Pixie Bob then says that they're here to celebrate Ragdoll's reinstatement at her new job. "We also got reports from Tartarus, about that man. They can do nothing but restrain him. He's just spouting up some vague stuff. They can't do anything. It's just making it more imminent that he might be planning something. This rise in villains is his fault to begin with. Then why rejoin the hero world now of all times? It's not the best time to make a comeback," Momo would say. "Oh, it's going to be happening soon, the JP Billboard Chart. This time for the rest of the year, we've been at place 411th. And Todoroki would say, "If I remember correctly, you were at 32nd place last year." "Oh, so this is basically a fight to get your spot back," Kirishima would say. And Ragdoll would say, "Nope, we're just surprised we're still in triple digits even after our absence, so it means that our fans are waiting for us to return, so we can't just let them down." Kirishima would then cry at their manliness, with Deku then saying that a Billboard Chart is going to be weird without AllMight this year. And indeed it was. And as the following day came, all the TV, newses and everything, every social media outlet spoke of Endeavour fully becoming the #1 hero. And others such as Hawks and Miriko had finally gotten their full spotlight because they had gone up one rank. So that means their responsibility has grown as well. So a day later, as they patrol the streets, Hawks would actually end up inviting Endeavour to eat. and as they sat across from each other, Endeavour would still feel bothered about how this certain fan reacted to him as they were walking over here, and he was just trying to be kind, but the fan did not react well to that. Well, it's your whole character, Hawk will remark. Oh, if you're not gonna eat that, can I have it? You're the one who invite. Fine, take it. You're pretty greedy, huh? Hawks, as he takes some of Endeavor's skewers, would then say, I guess. I usually can't be convinced otherwise when I'm set on something. It was the same with the sports festival. Midori was someone that every hero wanted, and I just didn't give up on him. It was pretty exciting to see who would pick. I didn't think he'd be a fan of a racerhead, though. Doesn't fit him. You also talk a lot, Endeavour would say. Harsh. Endeavour would then say, let's cut the bullshit and get straight to business. You mentioned something about the Nomus. Oh, you mean the rumors about how many of them there could be? Well, first off, the first rumor is the Nomus you face as the villain base. That was all of them. The second is there could be more, but it's just hard to close in on the locations. When you say rumors, are you sure about them or not? Is there any evidence to back up that these could be options at all? Endeavour would ask. However, Hawks would say it's 100% all rumors, causing Endeavour to almost storm off, but Hawks would say to wait. I'm sure you know the Nomu sightings haven't just been here, right? Similar rumors have been popping up over the country, whether it be in forms of news spreading it or kids talking about it. What's your point? Endeavour would ask. When I heard these rumors, I investigated a bit and heard similar rumors in different regions. They're baseless for sure, but that's probably the point. Someone is trying to spread anxiety. What are you trying to accomplish by even telling me this? Hawks then says that he wants Endeavour to just make the people know that these rumors are indeed false and calm them down. Seriously, in my ideal world, I would want heroes to just have some free time. More than they even know what to do with. As #1 hero, you can make that happen. As Endeavour hears this, he starts to think more about the case. When in the corner of his eye, he notices something just as a waitress would then walk in. A flying Nomu slams into the glass of the building, and as the waitress would scream, quickly Hawks will cover her with his wings, as Endeavour would then ask Hawks to evacuate the building. Which one of you is the strongest? The creature would ask in an almost robotic, broken voice, as Endeavour then releases a jet burn, and the high end tries to block the attack, and it is pushed back only for its arms to be burnt off, leaving it gashing with blood. I'll show you who's the strongest, Endeavour would say. The burnt Nomu, however, quickly regenerates, so Endeavour then jumps out and flies out towards it, trying to quickly close the distance, just as the creature extends its hand, grabbing and slamming the hero into the building, and as he crashes into a room full of citizens, they become panicked, and Endeavour would say, yep, those rumors definitely were just rumors. He's then dragged from room to room as he slams through many walls, trying to put up a resistance, but it is all futile until he's then thrown out on the other side, with the building being sliced up apart so quickly that Hawks has to use his feathers to evacuate all the citizens, and everything was just falling over. And he does manage to relocate them onto another rooftop of another building, before then calling his wings back and flying towards the Nomu. He releases some feathers, stabbing the creature, but it rips them out and attacks Hawks, who would then dodge. Down below, heroes then begin to crowd the streets, keeping people away, and as they then watch Endeavour use his Hell Spider, he proceeds to cut up the Nomu to pieces, but also do the same to the falling building that was just about to, crash into everything, so he reduces the impact. From above, however, Hawks, sees some Nomus about to just attack people. They're flooding the streets, and quickly he moves in using his feathers as blades, which he then grabs and proceeds to cut up the creatures with. Thank you, a rescue civilian would say as he quickly then runs off, and the reporters then arrive on the scene and start to cover the fight from a newscopter. Do you see him, ladies and gentlemen? I've never seen Endeavour's fight so violently. Just how strong is that enemy? Let me just test out my new power on you, since you're the strongest. As he would be cracking his bones and just contorting himself, the high end then releases tendrils from its body that would then whip Endeavour all over as he tries to back away. When he gives enough space, he then blinds a Nomu using a kind of, using what technically is a stun grenade like Bakugou, but he came up with it first because, he's the fire hero. You get what I'm trying to say. As he blinds him, he also blinds everyone with this blinding flame as he then begins to gather all of his power before then releasing a prominence burn attack which completely envelops the monster. I will not fall to one Nomu. Not here. I still have a lot to... In that instant, in the corner of his eye, once again he notices something just as a tendril would then rip up his face, causing it to burst with blood, leaving all those who see this on the news shocked, including the Todoroki family. The Nomu would then tackle the hero to the ground as it snarls, asking for stronger opponents. Meanwhile, Todoroki himself comes to watch this with bated breath as he walks into the 1A dorm-like living room, and he would then watch to see his father slowly get up, but just barely do so, and 1A would then gather at the TV, and the Nomu continues to rampage despite Endeavour's best efforts, and they're just hoping that he can do well and just stop it. This is what happens in the absence of a symbol. This is just pure chaos, the news reporter would say. Aizawa then runs into the area, the dorm, and he would say, Todoroki, you're already watching. This can't be real, Todoroki would say. Stop saying whatever the hell you want. A lot of voices then heard on the news as everyone then turns to see Endeavor's biggest fan. Why the hell are you spouting this negative stuff on camera? Look, his flames are still burning and all you can do is start whining? Stop despairing over the last traces of a symbol that's no longer here. That man is fighting for all of us right now, for our sakes, in this moment. Riled up by the will of this kid who's on the scene, Deku at this moment once again does something without knowing, as his overwhelming will goes to reach out to Endeavor, even on the battlefield. As cameras watch from above, they catch footage of Endeavor chasing the Nomu down, but he feels so weak that it's as if his body was crumbling. I can barely even lift up my arms. But at that moment, his heartbeat becomes faster. He gains not just energy, not power, but what he gains is an overwhelming sense of duty. His flames suddenly explode as he would then scream, and instantly disappearing and appearing right behind the Nomu, much to everyone's shock, as well as the high end itself. Slamming a fist into its very mouth, he would then explode and just start to destroy the Nomu from inside out, and he pushes him higher and higher to the sky. He pushes it higher into the sky. You get what I'm trying to say. He pushes the creature higher and higher into the sky to get away from people, and as if he was a rising and shooting star, Endeavor just keeps going higher, leaving the crowd stunted. That's insane. As expected of the #1 hero, said Hawks. Realizing all they can do is just believe, the people all start to watch him. They watch Endeavor like he has told them to. Just watch. Watch as he pushes past his limits. Higher. More. Burn even more. Plus ultra. Prominence burn. He releases all of his power at once and envelops both himself and the monster, completely melting its brain and rendering it dead. Are you just like me? The High-End would ask. I didn't see you regenerate. Those would be the last words and thoughts of the High-End before its existence faded and the two began to fall like a comet, but the Nomu would just, fade into nothing because he was burnt to ashes until Endeavor himself crashed onto the street despite the hero's best efforts to slow him down. As everyone watches in suspense, the smoke would then clear and Hawks runs over to see Endeavor standing and raising his arm. It's Endeavor. He's standing folks, he's standing tall for his new beginning. Todoroki would then begin to breathe a sigh of relief back at the dorms, with everyone comforting him, and Endeavor would then fall over, and he's then caught by Hawks. I can't believe you used the same pose as AllMight. I used my right. He lifted his left up. Same difference, but regardless, a pretty good debut, huh? He then hands the hero a towel and lets him sit down, but Endeavor thinks that he got off to a pretty horrible start. Of course, Hawks thinks otherwise, though. But we do need to take care of these injuries, though. You're bleeding all over. Wait a minute. The two were then startled by this voice, and they then turn to see the patch-faced villain, Dabi, as he would then say, What the hell was that? That went way out of my expectations. As his vision blurs, Endeavor finds it hard to make out the face that is before him, but can tell who those scars belong to. I heard you killed Snatch. It's you, right? Dabi from the League of Villains. This brings us to the end of the 6th part. Welcome to the end. I hope you guys enjoy. Hope you like the gameplay I put in there. Yeah, I've been playing on some Snow Party Lights. I think that's what it's called. I love this game, seriously. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. Yes, like I said, I am a high school graduate, official. And I'm so happy to just be here. I got time to record for y'all. Real easy, real fast. Got into it. The next video would be what if Luffy had Yuno's powers, but I already posted that. So it's either what if Asta was Yuji's reincarnation, or what if Naruto had Julius's powers. You guys pick, and if some of you don't make it this far, then I mean, I guess I'll just pick one. It don't matter. But the One Piece series is gonna take super long to finish, so I'm gonna count it as non-existent in this kind of like terms of the next type of video I should do next, because I will do that video for a while. So yeah, I'm not gonna put it in as like it's obvious I'm gonna finish it, but it's just really long. You know what I'm trying to say? It's One Piece is long. So I might just post what if Naruto had Julius's powers, the first part. I'll probably rile some of you guys up. But tell me down below if you want me to. And like if you like the video, comment down below. Tell me how you're doing, how everything's going. And that's about it. Stay safe and peace.
Oh darling, if I had bought you flowers, would you still be here by my side? Yeah, I thought this moment could be ours, while I'm walking on you through the night. You can break my bones, break all the promises but leave me alone. Don't break my heart. You should fucking stay with him. You should fucking stay with him.